What's going on, everybody? UnrealEntGaming here again, once again presenting my movie review for The Lone Survivor. Now guys, there are many things to say about this film. You know, people hailing the movie to be as good as Saving Private Ryan and Black Hawk Down. And honestly guys, when I went to go see this film, I was expecting to see, you know, your typical war film, you know, gunfights and whatnot. But it turns out that this film had a lot of gunfights, actually. Especially there was one scene where they had an hour-long gunfight next to the mountains, and it was just insane. Now the story and the movie was based on actual events that happened, and I respect our military, and I really respect the man who came out of this alive. His name was Marcus, and pretty much the film revolved around these four military guys who had to go in there and stop this one ruthless Taliban that was just killing off, you know, soldiers, that was just killing off Navy SEALs. And their objective was to get as close to the village as possible, infiltrate the village, stop him, stop the Talibans, and then go back home. A few spoilers in this video, guys, just to let you know, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, turn the video off right now. But pretty much what happens was their mission was compromised by these civilians that were just passing on by with their, you know, animals and cattle and whatnot. So pretty much they had an option: either let the survivors go and pretty much allow them to go back into the village and alert everybody else that, hey, we have Americans up by the mountain. They can do option number 2, which was pretty much tying them up, taking them to the top of the mountain and just letting them freeze to death once nightfall came around. Or option number 3 was to execute the civilians. Now, they had no jurisdiction. They have no right to kill unarmed civilians. Otherwise, they would be considered as war criminals and they would go to prison for that. So what they decided to do was they let the civilians go. One of the civilians happening to be a young teenage boy who despised Americans. There was a bit of an altercation within the actual soldiers themselves. When the survivors came below, they pretty much alerted everybody that there were Americans by the mountain, and pretty much what happened after that was a massive gunfight. I'm talking about RPGs all over the place, sniper rifles, AR-15s, AK-47s, grenades, smoke grenades, everything. And then there were a few scenes where it just got really hard to watch because these soldiers were just getting the shit beat out of them. And, you know, I really condone the people that were a part of that, because, you know, not everybody survived. So you know, as the story went on in, you know, they were trying to radio back to HQ on, you know, everything that was going on, and, you know, everything was down. You know, satellites were down. There was no way they can get in contact because they were all the way up by the mountains. So one by one, the Taliban was able to take out a few of these soldiers. You know, one soldier fell, and then another soldier fell, and then another soldier fell. It got really intense. You know, some people were getting shot in the foot, shot in the arm, shot in the chest. There was one soldier who made a noble sacrifice to contact HQ in order for them to get saved, and the Taliban had the soldiers right where they wanted them. And miraculously, Marcus, the main character played by Mark Wahlberg, was able to come out of that gunfight alive because he fell through a just very large landslide. He was just going down the hill, and he landed in this, you know, little lake, this little water, and he was picked up by, you know, friendly, you know, Afghanis, and, you know, he didn't trust them at first. He was threatening to blow himself up with a grenade and whatnot. It got really intense. So pretty much as the story went on followed, you know, he was rescued by these friendly U.S. Afghanis and whatnot. They were telling him how, you know, they're going to get their message back to the Americans or whatever. And then the Taliban pretty much found out that the American was being kept by the small village of Afghanis. And I really don't know if it was Sunni and Shiites, because it came to the point where they all had guns aimed at each other and whatnot. It got really intense. But pretty much, guys, the overall backstory of the movie was Marcus lived to tell the story, and it just got really intense from there because the actual events happened in 2005, I believe, and it was now being shown on the big screen. And pretty much, guys, if I had to rate this movie 1 out of 5 stars, 5 stars being the best movie in history, 1 being possibly the worst. I would give this movie a solid 3 stars, and the reason why I say that is because it had everything you needed to have within a war movie, except I think it was a little over-exaggerating to say that it was better than Black Hawk Down or Saving Private Ryan, because those were the best war movies of their times, and respectively of this time as well. So I do believe the only reason why I would not give this movie any higher stars than 3 is because the beginning is kind of boring, because you have to get into it, obviously. The very opening of the movie, the intro, is just very, very touching. You get to see the actual training of the military, real stuff too, so it was pretty cool. But then once the actual movie started rolling on in, it got a little hard to get into. It got boring because there was a lot of talk, a lot of, shenanigans. But once maybe 30-40 minutes pass within the movie, then you start seeing a lot of gunfights and whatnot. It was really, really good. So honestly, guys, would I recommend to go see this movie? I would. If you're into war movies, if you want to see a very decent film, I would recommend you guys to go on ahead and go see The Lone Survivor. It is a very, very good film. I think it could have been better. But then again, like I said, it was based on actual events. Every single thing that happened within that movie happened through the eyes of Marcus, and it was based on the book as well. So the movie has to have realistic, stuff going on rather than having nuclear stuff go on and all sorts of stuff. But overall, guys, the movie was really good. I would recommend it, especially for January, because normally January has a lot of shitty movies. But in this case scenario, I would recommend to go see The Lone Survivor. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are fans, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the latest news, information, and updates. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you guys found this video informative, hit it up with a like and a favorite. If you guys saw the movie already, tell me in the comment section below what you guys thought of the movie. Thank you all for watching, everybody. More movie reviews heading your way. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you in the next video. Peace.